So good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are joining us from, or at whatever time of the day you get to watch the replay, as this is on record. Welcome to the Disney Wealth Multiplier system. My name is Solomon James, and I'm truly excited to be back and having everyone coming to join us in the room, and let's have a discuss on how we create our own dispensing machine, just as we see this ATM dispensing right in this living room. Now, this can be your reality. It can be in your pocket dispensing, even as you walk, as you sleep, and as you move around. So that's my desire. And again, if you are joining us for the first time, I would like to encourage you that you cut off all distractions and pay close attention within the next 30-45 minutes, and it will be worth your time. So help me God. All right, that being said, let's go and let's get into the discourse for today. Now, one of the things I normally do tell people is that when you pray to God, get to close your eyes, okay? Well, not necessarily, it's not a religious obligation, but again, I mean, when you pray to God, close your eyes. When you are done praying, please keep an open mind. For some of us who are joining for the first time, or probably listening to the replay for the first time, it could be an answer to the prayers that you have put out to God. Because many a times we get to ask God for things, we make requests, and the things come in very strange ways that we were not even prepared for. So we had no idea that this could be an answer to your prayer. So again, if you're listening to this, please keep an open mind, because it could be just the needed answer that you want. But again, when you go to God in prayer, doesn't matter your religion or what your beliefs are, you should be looking for something before you go to God in prayer. So the question tonight is, what are you looking for? And trust me, every one of us on this call has something we are looking for. Well, many people spend their lives looking for solutions to a few outcomes. And for some people, what they are looking for is cash flow. And listen, cash flow is needed in this time in which we are. I mean, a few months ago, we were talking about these things. Listen, guys, it's quite interesting. The cost of things are on the rise. I saw a picture yesterday of a little child screaming. He said, "Daddy, daddy, come, mommy is using gas to cook beans." Okay, I mean, it looks hilarious anyway, but because the price of gas has gone up, the child was amused that the mother was using gas to cook beans. Oh, such a humor. But again, you see, the key thing here is that everybody needs cash flow. Cash flow gets to take care of your immediate expenses. For some of us, our jobs are cash flow because it comes in a 30-day cycle. For some of us, it could be weekly cycle. But listen, everybody on this call, it doesn't matter who you are, you need cash flow for the times in which we are in. If you do not have cash flow, you'll find your stress level rising. Now, you could find out that the demands are increasing. But if your cash flow is also increasing to meet up with the demand, then you have a challenge at hand. With all the rising cost of groceries and things in the market, cost of living, I don't know if they've increased your salary. So you need a cash flow. I do know you are getting cash flow, and your cash flow has been fixed for a while. But please pay attention, because right now, people truly are looking for cash flow. A second category are looking for passive income, because you get to go the 30 days make one check cycle. You've got to be there for that cash flow to come. For some others, they're asking the question, what can I do? And I get these questions many often. What can I do that I can keep earning passively? Even though some people want it as yesterday, bros, what can I have 100,000? What can I put it today that can give me 100% by next week? Sorry, I'm not in the National Assembly. I'm not a politician. I don't know where you put it, and in overnight suddenly gives you 100%. But passive income is something that, you know, whether you are there or not, it keeps coming. Okay, that is something we must begin to build. So number one, you need cash flow. Cash flow is sustaining you for now, but the passive income sustains you for the long haul. Why for others is being able to create wealth systems, okay? Create wealth systems, a portfolio of different things that can take care of your tomorrow. And despite the fact that cost of living is on the increase, inflation is rising, you can look into tomorrow and you smile, knowing that as long as God keep you alive, because that's the factor. If God keeps you alive and keeps you in health, you should be able to take care of tomorrow. So these are some of the things that we've discovered people are looking for. So if you're on this call, I don't know which of them fits to your needs or to your prayers, perhaps cash flow, perhaps passive income, or being able to create a wealth system. Listen, for me, I want all three, okay? I want all three, and I want all three now, okay? If that's your desire also, please do pay attention. Let's talk about how to create wealth and have a life-changing income, because like I said, in the time in which we are, it's a must for you to consider. Now, there are three types of people when it comes to money and wealth creation. Unfortunately, it's the reality that we have those that spend more than they make. And some persons will tell they can't help it. I mean, they make 100,000, but if they spend 200,000. Well, some can help it. Some might just want to follow the social rituals to go along with the Joneses so they can borrow to keep living that lifestyle. But that's what it is. We have those who spend more than they actually make. We have a second category that they spend all they make. So they might not go into debt, but their account balance gets zeroized at the end of the month. Everything comes back to zero. So they always start the first day of the month afresh, okay? Nothing saved, nothing for emergencies, nothing for the future. They tell you it is not possible for them to even keep anything for the future. While we have a third category that get to spend less than they make intentionally, not because there are no needs, not because there are no pressures, but they tend to spend less than they make, putting the surplus to work. And one might want to ask, why put the surplus to work? So I think 2 days ago, I went out to pick up something, and I was coming back. Just I turned on the radio in the car, and I had one of these funny young men was just screaming and said, "Look, I will spend all my money." I said, "Don't check your account balance. Don't check anything. Just keep spending." So you don't need to know that once there is no money, they will tell you insufficient fund. That's where you will know that they will tell you, he said, "I will enjoy my life. Nobody should tell me, let me spend." Once you see insufficient amount where you want to withdraw, then you know that it has gotten to that point. But that's how some people tend to live. They tell you, after all, it's what the bird eats that it takes to fly. Okay, that's Yoruba adage. Well, I don't think that's how we want to go about this. So there are those that intentionally spend less so that we can put the surplus to work. Because if you want to act like the guy I just talked about, you will never have a surplus to put to work and to affect your tomorrow. But again, you might be asking, why put the surplus to work? Well, there are two ways you can create passive cash flow. And you can create wealth and financial independence. Number one is to put more of your money to work. It's very, very important. This is something that I've learned. This is something I've practiced. This is something that I am seeing work. Put your money to work. But now, not just put your money to work, put more money to work. It could be cash, it could be crypto, it could be other asset classes. Make sure you have your money working. You can't work 24/7. You will die. You will die. You don't have the grace to work 24/7. But your money can be in diverse systems where it is working 24/7. So make sure you put your money to work. Then number two, if it's something you want to do, which you should, put more of other people's money and time to work. It's called leverage. It's a collabo, because again, wherever you are working, the person who owns the establishment is not doing all the work. So it's using other people's time, it's using other people's resources, it's using other people's talent to make sure he galvanizes that for maximum benefit. So two things, if you truly want to get passive cash flow, this is, we're not just talking about working. I mean, going to work, coming, you're already working, but it's not passive. But if you truly want passive, now that you have worked and you have raised capital, put that money to work. And if you've also already done that, you can collaborate with your friends and put their own money and their own time to work. That's what we call accelerated income. Now, financial independence basically is when you can live off your profits and you do not need to eat your capital. I do know that right now, for many people, the economy seems to be biting, and they are not just eating their profits, they are also eating into their into their capital. I mean, my wife was telling me of somebody a few days ago who just got to something like a soft loan. And the person was saying, I don't want to put it in my shop. He said, why? He said, because if I put it in my shop, we eat everything. So I'm trying to even look for something else that I can put it that is away from the shop. Because, but again, you see some people, they are going, they have a shop, but just check. 2-3 weeks down the line, you enter the shop, you blow whistle, you hear echo. Why? Everything is down. Financial independence is when you can live off your profit. So you must begin to work with this in mind, that if you are spending, make sure you are not spending off your capital, which is why you should not join people to run certain races. There are things I do today, and trust me, any expenditure you see me get on, it's off profit, not my capital. Why? Because wealth is when you can pay for life's luxuries with your profit, while allowing your capital to grow. So it's very, very important that we have this mindset that helps to create wealth. I know you want to buy the luxury cars, buy the jewelries, buy all the Ashoibis. Now, I do not have a problem if you buy the Ashoibis from your profit, but when you begin to get into your capital to fund those, I think there's a little bit misalignment. Anyway, I'm not your financial advisor. It's just something that works for me. Then imagine yourself building capital. Imagine yourself generating cash flow, interestingly, from anywhere in the world. Any time of the day, in any economic environment, with as little as a phone, a laptop, and an internet connection. I was on a program, was it 2 days or 3 days ago, addressing a group, and I was talking about the traditions of wealth. Look, listen, there are a lot of people who right now who feel they are wealthy and they are okay, they are millionaires, that's fine. But you see, if you uproot them from where they are, some of them are prosperous in Lagos, take them to Ekiti, and you find out that they will go bankrupt, they will go down. Some people can't live Abuja, some people can't live Warri, some people can't live Port Harcourt. That's why there are some places you want to transfer some people to, they begin to kick against it. You know why? Because their wealth is localized. It simply means you are not playing global. You are truly not playing global. So you've got to raise your game, raise your stake, get information that will allow you play from anywhere in the world. The key thing is that you have internet, you have your laptop, or you have your phone. Once your phone or your laptop is connected to an internet, your wealth should continue to grow. If that is not happening, you are still far from where the future is, because I can tell you the future is already here, but it's not evenly distributed yet. If you do not plug to some of these things, I have a lot in my mind, but this is not the platform to discuss that. So how can we harness all this? Well, is it possible? Yes, you can make all of this happen by becoming a venture capitalist, and you can start with as little as $100. But again, the word venture capitalist is one that many people are not aware of. So if somebody might want to ask, what is venture capital? Well, venture capital, or VC, as some want to refer to it as, is a form of private equity, and it's a type of financing that investors provide to startup companies and small businesses that are believed to have long-term growth potential. So basically what you are doing here, you are playing the low. I mean, for some of us who are in the crypto market, there's what we call liquidity providers. So you, as a venture capital, you are providing liquidity. An idea needs fund, an idea needs liquidity, a company needs liquidity, a startup needs liquidity. So basically, when you have information, you see what they do, you provide that liquidity. And for most of this, it's not just a short-term thing. Many of these for a long time. They look at the long-term growth potential before they put money. So venture capital generally comes from well-off investors. It comes from investment banks and any other financial institution. So you must have this at the back of your mind. So basically, for many people, when they get to hear about VC, you already put yourself out because you know it takes a whole lot to play in that cycle. But it's something that you can do. So let's take a look at a few things here. Are you aware that there are certain brands today, like Netflix? A lot of persons are already connected and addicted to Netflix. Shopify, those of us who are online shoppers, Uber, Airbnb, and so many others, including even WhatsApp. They all needed venture capital when the idea was birthed. At a point in time, they needed liquidity to continue. Listen, there are many of us with brilliant ideas. There are many of us with brilliant dreams. The issue is that you get stuck and there's no liquidity coming in to push you through. And that's why you see the record that practically over 95% of businesses fail within their first 5 years, because they come to a point where they needed liquidity. They needed more money pumped in, and it just isn't happening, which is why sometimes, listen, it will take a very on serious, maybe a bank, you go to the bank and they give you a loan and they want to see you to begin to make money the next day. No, sometimes that's why they want to see your plan, because they know it takes time, but they want to see everything structured, they understand it, so that if they provide the liquidity, is to move it to the next level where you can break even. So imagine Netflix, Uber, and all of this needing liquidity, and the venture capitalists who were able to provide these liquidities all made big profits. Now, what if you could receive equity? What if you could receive rewards and profits from also participating, from funding projects with very big upsides with an outlay as little as $100? Now, that's what we are talking about here. I mean, you won't get that. Probably the Uber, the Netflix, and the ones we've just listed, that opportunity is gone. But what if we can come together and you can also fund some coming projects, and you don't need an arm or a leg to be able to do that. I mean, with as little as $100, you can participate. So if that is something that you can, then pay attention. If perhaps you feel $100 is bigger than you, then you can just sign out, because that's the least you can play here. Sometimes when I talk to people, someone say, okay, tell me what I can do, I want to make money. First question these days I begin to ask is, how much do you have?
As for Manchester City, since the opening day defeat at Tottenham, they've climbed.
So that I don't want to go through the entire process of talking with you probably for 20 minutes, for 30 minutes, or how long we finish talking that you say I have 5,000 naira. You just wasted my time. So you may just want to know that the minimum for what we are talking about here is $100. So if you think it will be a stretch for you, you can't afford $100, maybe next time we will look for something that falls within your range. But for what we are discussing right now, it's a minimum of $100. So if you still feel it's something you want to listen in, then fasten your seatbelt and let's go, because it is something that is good. Yeah, Sam Bright says I'm game. Okay, good. So let's make it happen. Well, you can become a part of a global community that enjoys the same benefits as a big venture capital firm. There's something I will talk about as we proceed, because listen, the world right now is a community. I will just say it up front. Community is commerce. Community is commerce. People build community and they can negotiate anything. They can do a lot of things. Community right now is commerce. So you can be a part of a global community. It's not a Nigerian community. It's not a Lagos community. It's a global community, and we can enjoy the same benefits just as the big venture capital firms. Now, listen, these things are not wishy-washy. These are real world projects. There are many things happening out there promising different things, but you don't even understand the project. The projects we are talking about, they are real world projects, and the opportunities are very real. Now, the first venture capital raise is funding the world's biggest financial technology project, and it is changing the world of AI trading. That's what we began to fund, and that is where you will begin this journey with us. So what's the opportunity offering here? Well, it's an opportunity for you to have equity of an IPO of a world-leading fintech company. You get equity of an IPO of a world-leading fintech company. Now, just again, like I mentioned, the Ubers, the Airbnb, and the rest of them, those who took them serious and provided liquidity also got some form of equity. Number two is that you get passive profit from this technology developed by the fintech company. Remember, I talked about cash flow, passive income, and creating wealth. So as we are providing liquidity for this opportunity, apart from getting equity, you also get passive profits. You don't need to be involved in all the processing, you get passive profit. I'll show you how that plays out. And as your profits are coming in, you can withdraw your earnings anytime, or you can compound them to build long-term wealth. Even though I do know that for many of us, we have this give us this day our daily bread mentality, but sometimes it's just we are pressured about with many things, so you've got to do that. But again, there's no problem if you get to be withdrawing your money. It's passive, okay, as long as it keeps coming in. There's also the opportunity for you to share this with friends and again build a community. And I told you community is commerce, but again, it's 100% optional. You mustn't do it, but if you choose to do that, you will again be accelerating the possibilities that you have. So what we have here is a fusion of AI, which artificial intelligence, plus fintech. Fintech is financial technology. Listen, this space is booming. There's a huge opportunity out there when you fuse AI and fintech. Well, artificial intelligence AI is used by all top financial institutions around the world. And this venture capital raise that we are getting involved with is funding the development of a new super AI. Now, this super AI is designed to create trading profits unseen before. Is designed to create trading profit. So that's what we are funding for them to create this super AI that is going to create amazing results. They already have something working, but they are scaling it. Now understand that your iPhone 13 is not the iPhone 1, but you can see they keep scaling, okay? So this is the world's largest financial technology development project. This is, I mean, it's amazing what they are putting out there. It's breaking a lot of records and how it's being managed, okay? Now, for us, like I said, yes, the VC companies come, they do what they do, but when you want to empower the masses, then you go with crowdfunding, because crowdfunding is venture capital raising for the masses. Now, for your information, venture capital companies came to take over this project, but they were declined. And thankfully, they were declined. So this project is not, it's about bringing wealth to the masses, not to only to the institutions, because sometimes you get these institutions funding these things, and which is why you see a lot of these wealthy guys, they set up VC companies so that once there's opportunity, they take over. Okay, and that's exactly what it is. I think, was it yesterday or this 2 days ago thereabout, we're hearing stories of whether Otedollah has taken over majority share in First Bank. Okay, again, you see, like I said, the guy is wealthy, but if that story turns to be true, he's making his money produce more money. That is just the tradition. I wish I can go back to what I talked the other day. Creating it, there are traditions of wealth that as far as the sun rises and sets, if you follow them, you get the same result. So with this crowdfunding model, you can contribute starting from $100, even up to $102,000. You decide your level of contribution. There is no pressure. You allow the numbers speak to you where you want to begin with. Now, if you are able to max it out to contribute to the max number of about $102,000 into this project, you get your own private VIP access of this trading technology. Now they are not just trading for the community, they set up to begin to trade for you. For those of us who saw my first slide of that ATM dispenser, it begins to dispense for you all day long. Now, these are the various phases and the goals we are trying to achieve with this project. The first is to raise about 10 million US dollars for the development and testing of the super AI. And I'll speak to you about 30%, okay, 31% of it has already been actualized. For those of us who remember, if you log into your back office, you will see the percentage about $3.1 million of this 10 million has already been raised. So we are on track to get it happen. Then raising 500 million US dollars for trading fund, okay, for this AI development and testing, because it's one thing for you to create the AI and the system, but you need money. So which is why, again, we are providing liquidity, okay, for this. So why they create the project, we provide liquidity so that this project is being tested, it comes to life, and we go big with it. So profits made in the trading fund are paid out to the VC community. While they are building it out, they are already using their existing AI system to be working on the fund, because we are not waiting until after they've completed before we now begin to contribute again for the money that they will use to test it. Every contribution is splitted. Part for the trading, for the development, part for the trading. So while they are still developing, they are also putting it on their current AI system. And as they are making profits, they are paying it out to the VC community. Again, it's 100% passive. So there are future fundraisers, and they are planning to move into Forex, which I'll talk about, because already this was something that, they were going to, in fact, it was already planned for 2022, but already it is here. This will be going live in November. So I'll talk about it in a short while. So let's meet Endotech. Endotech is the company behind this project. Endotech has a team of 60 plus AI scientists. They have quant, they have quant and mathematicians, they have analysts, they have developers, and they have researchers. Endotech is a world leader in creating AI financial technology for institutional firms. Interestingly, Endotech is positioned to become one of the largest SaaS companies. SaaS means software as a service, in the AI fintech sector. Now, for your information, and for those of us who have been a part of this, but probably didn't know this, as at November last year, when they were audited, Endotech was valued about $100 million as at November last year. As at July this year, when Endotech was audited again, Endotech as at July is worth over $1 billion. Between November and July, they became worth over 1 billion. And guess what? Why that should excite you? Because Endotech also plans to become a public company in 2022, bringing their super AI to the financial world. And for every one of us who are part of this project, remember we said you are going to get equity and IP of the IPO. It simply means if they have moved from 100 million to over $1 billion as at July, your $100, your 200, whatever amount you put, just begin to look at that multiplier of what you are also having a stake with. That is the beauty of what is happening. So I'll throw more light on that because I'm already getting excited. So let's get to talk about Dr. Anna Becker. She's the CEO of Endotech. She holds a PhD in AI, and she has been developing financial technologies for over 2 decades. She's an author, she's a speaker, she's a consultant, a world leader in the AI financial technology space. I don't know how many of us have watched her video a few weeks ago, the event we had in Dubai. And she was just, you just know this is a lady that knows what she's doing. She has met who is who. The Bollinger Band that some of us get to see in Forex and all those, she has met the Mr. Bollinger himself. She has checked thousands of source code and everything like that. And she was just detailing why certain things don't work and why some things work. So she's truly a speaker and a consultant in this space. She's previously created and sold successful financial technology companies in the Forex sector space because that's where she played. And her technologies today are currently being used by leading global banks and investment funds globally. So it's not something, oh, she did something in the past. She still has instruments that the banks, hedge funds, financial investment corporations around the world are still using till date. So in deploying this project, the smart contract is being put in play. But what are the benefits of the smart contract? Well, smart contracts, they are a new technology that ensures that all promised outcomes are delivered. And it operates in a decentralized environment on the blockchain, free from human intervention, and making sure that we have full transparency of all transactions for your peace of mind. I mean, these days, sometimes you get to transfer money, you don't even, the money is not in your own account, the money is not in the other person's account. This bank will say, go back to your own bank. Your own bank will say, no, go back to, I mean, in the 21st century, that money is as if money is in traffic and they can't even track it. So you find out you are apprehensive until money lands and things like that. So, but with the smart contract, you know what is happening per time. There's full transparency and it gives you peace of mind. And for those of us that choose to build a tribe and share this, you are being rewarded and your rewards are paid instantaneously to wallets that you control, to accounts that you control. A little bit on that. Well, we are using the Tron blockchain for this project also because the Tron blockchain is among the fastest and the most scalable blockchain. The Tron blockchain is a top emerging decentralized app platform, and we are using USDT TRC20. I mean, you know, it's a stable coin pegged to the dollar 1-to-1, and it dominates all USDT liquidity in the market. So it's used as a choice of funding contribution. I mean, 2 days ago, was it 3-4 days ago? For those of us using Binance, you know, USDT TRC20, they had this suspension. They were having an upgrade. And many people refuse to go and use the USDT ERC20 because for you to make a transfer with TRC20, the fee was just 1 USDT. But if you were to use ERC, the one under the Ethereum protocol, that's going to cost you $24. The person said, no, I will wait until this will finish because the Tron blockchain has very low transaction fees for transferring your fund. So that's why we are partnering and making sure that's what is in play. Well, we have here the power of equity crowdfunding because, like we said, what we are trying here is to make sure everybody gets equity in being a part of this community. So equity crowdfunding allows people to contribute funds to the development of new projects and they share their successes. I mean, I highlighted Uber, I highlighted Airbnb. People contributed to those projects and today they are sharing in their successes. Now, prior to Daisy, the largest equity crowdfunding project was a company called Brewdog, and you can Google this. They had 84 million USDT coming in from 117,917 contributors who received stock equity as well as product discounts for life. Remember, when you provide liquidity, you get benefit. 84 million USDT, okay? And they got stock equity also, and they got discounted products for life. But guess what? Daisy has done over 240 million USDT. You got that right. Prior to Daisy, the biggest, the largest was 84 million. So Daisy has done 3 times that, 240 million USDT from 153,000 plus contributors in 6 months, making it the largest equity crowdfunding project ever. Guys, this is record breaking. And for those of us who are already in, congratulations. And for those of us who are listening, you can be a part of history. Now, how does this impact you? How does this benefit you? Well, let's look at the power of the Daisy model first of all, because what we want is 100% transparency on all contributions to the Daisy smart contract on the Tron blockchain. You want to know what is happening per time and you get that 100% transparency. So that's the beauty of the model. Number 2, this 100% transparency on AI performance as reviewed quarterly by the Ernst & Young Blockchain Auditing Division. As a matter of fact, Daisy is the first company that Ernst & Young is auditing on the cryptocurrency space. They've never done it. They've always turned down anything crypto. And Ernst & Young is one of the top 4 auditing firms in the world, top 4. And when they went through what Endotech was doing, it blew their mind. When they saw the DAISY model, it blew their mind. So they now use the DAISY model project of Endotech to become the benchmark for anybody else that they want to work with. So we are the first again in breaking history with them as the first that they are auditing in the crypto space. So it's a model where everyone wins with profit, with equity, and with income. So there is an unlimited future to participate in breakthrough projects. So basically, again, like I said, it's a VC community, and as a community, we keep seeing more projects coming on, and every one of us, we are participating in this unlimited future project, and we're going to benefit from it. So let's take a look at the power of the DAISY story as we have it today. Already 240 million in contributions from over 153 plus members in over 50 countries. We've raised over 110 million in live cryptocurrency trading. Just before I came live, when I looked at it, it was 113 million. 113 million, with over 45 million in trading reward withdrawn by the community. We have over 100 million USDT paid out to members by the DAISY smart contract in the peer-to-peer referral plan. So if you choose to share with others, they've paid out over 100 million for just being a part, providing liquidity, and their current algorithm is trading. Over 110 million is in play, and over 45 million is being withdrawn. And I'll show you how people can withdraw at their own time. So right now we have 30% of the 500 million target for the testing and development live fund reached in just 6 minutes. This is an amazing story. This is an amazing story. So how do you participate? Number one, there are 10 levels to which you can participate here. Like I said, the minimum is 100. You see tier 2, 200, tier 3, 400, 800, it keeps doubling. Now, you can't come and say, okay, I want to start with 200. Please, it's not possible. You must do tier 1, which is 100. If you want to go further, you add extra 200. You don't add $100. Okay, I don't do $100 before. Let me add $100. No, every one is a fresh door. So if I do tier 1, $100. If I do tier 2, $200, that becomes 100 plus 200, you have here 300. If I want to do tier 3, that's 400. It means I have already made a contribution of 100, another contribution of 200, another contribution of 400. If you add these 3 together, what do you have? $700. If you want to come between tier 1 to tier 5, it's 3,100. I'm on tier 7. It means I made a contribution of $12,700 to this project. Now, the interesting thing here is that for whatever contribution you made, 50% will be providing liquidity in a trading fund, and 50% will also be used in the referral plan. And you also get stock equity. So you are not just putting money, you have equity. And like I said to you, as at November last year, Endotech was valued at 100 million. As at July this year, they are over $1 billion. So just think about you having a pie of that. It's simply interesting. From tier 8 to tier 10, it becomes bigger. Okay. And in fact, PNG, Pastor Ngozi, I know that she's on the call. She's been on my talking to me this week. So we've got to move to tier 8. We've got to move to tier 8. And there's a reason why she's saying that, and I will share that with you. So let's look at the power of this DAISY crowd model. Number one, and please pay attention, because just this slide tells a lot of story for you to understand what's in play here. Number one, from what I have just showed you, individuals can participate in tier 1 for a minimum 100 USDT. Now, there are 10 tiers, just like I showed you. Each tier is doubling in contribution amount. Now, 50% of every contribution gives the contributor stock equity in Endotech. If you put $100, that 50% of it gives you stock equity. If you put tier 1, tier 2, which is 300, 50% of that which is 150, is locking up as stock equity with Endotech. I did tier 7, that's 6,700. If you divide it into two, it means that's 12,700. It means 6,000 plus is giving me stock equity with Endotech. So 50% of tier 1 to 7 and 70% of tier 8 to 10 are also used as liquidity in the live trading for the purpose of testing and development. So what are we having here? Your money is shared into two. Part is giving you liquidity. The other part is giving you equity with Endotech. The other part, you are putting it as liquidity in the live trading. Because like I said, we have the 500 million US dollars, USDT. You are the one providing the liquidity for that to happen. That's what we are funding. Now, 70% of all trading profits are rewarded back to the contributor. As they trade, we don't trade. We are not a trading company. We are VCs. We are venture capital. We are funding dreams. As we fund them, because part of what we funded also gives them liquidity. So as they take that liquidity to keep working on their project, 70% of all trading profits are rewarded back to the contributor as passive. That does not still take away that your 50% equity is still there. The 50% or 70% of liquidity is also still there. 15% goes to the DAISY peer-to-peer reward plan, and 15% goes to Endotech. Now, remember, Endotech is the company behind this, doing all of this. Endotech, for you to work with Endotech, you need to pay $120,000 US renewable every year. Go to their website, endotech.io. You will see that the minimum for Endotech, anybody to sign up on Endotech is $1 million. So basically, you need about $1.12 million to be able to sign on with Endotech. So now Endotech is doing all of this with your $100, whatever they produce. When you make your request, you take 70% of the profit. They take 15%, share it in the community, while Endotech takes 15%, what you will call performance fee. So rewards can be claimed at any time, or you can allow it to remain in the live trading for compounded reward. Now, there is something that I've noticed that some of us are not taking advantage of. If I have time, I will quickly touch on that to show us how some of us are not maximizing our monies that are being generated. Now, this is very important. Once Endotech completes the final development, remember we are raising money, so we are funding them. Once Endotech completes the final development and it begins its public listing on the stock exchange, the liquidity contributions, the money you contributed for liquidity, 50% or 70% that went into trade, and the stock equity that you have will be available for you. It simply means you only just put your money into the future. Number one, the money is already working currently. So whatever profit you are making right now free, jara, because your money, your capital, your seed, both the one that was provided for liquidity, like I have about 6,000 plus in liquidity, that money will be released back to me. Immediately they complete the project. Remember, it's 10 million. Once that project goes live, my 6,000 plus, it will be available for me. Then already I have 6,000 plus value of the stock. That will also be made available to you. So it is your choice. You can sell your stock equity and get back perhaps higher, because again, like I said, imagine they were worth 100 million last November, and now they are worth, as of July, they are worth over 100 billion. Now imagine what your share value would be. You can easily knock it off, okay, if you have a short-term mindset, and you take out your money with profit. And the part that was in trade, you can choose to take it out, or you can allow it to still be there, providing more liquidity for them. So listen, there is nothing here that you are losing, as the case may be. Now, I do know a lot of us are busy about many other projects, and business people, religious people, doing different things from different walks of life. You don't even have time. So it's look, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to bring anybody. Is it possible for me just to be passive? And the question we get to ask this day, we get people asking more is, can I just put money and it works for me? Well, fortunately, the answer is yes. because we have 50 to 70%. Yes or no? Yeah, Reverend knows. Yes, you are going to get everything back. So right now, you can be passive and you have your 50 to 70% of your contribution going into the trading fund and earning you passive trading reward. I'll show you something shortly. So anything you contribute, you don't need to, like I said, yeah, I put $100, $50 will go. I put 300, tier 1, tier 2, 150 will go. Whatever amount, I provided liquidity for the trading pool. So as they trade, I make profit. So it could be 50%. If you are doing between tier 1 to tier 7 is 50%. Tier 8 to tier 10, it moves to 70%. Of your contribution will go into the trading fund. You will get passive trading reward. Now, Endotech historically has developed an average annual profit of about 200% with compounding. And some of us are already seeing that result. It's not yet a year. The goal of this super AI that we are funding, because what they are using right now is still their old AI, okay? The new one is still under construction. So the goal of this super AI development is to increase the current trading result up to 4 times. So imagine if they are doing 200% probably per annum, then you do 800% per annum. It is 100% passive. You are not watching candle, you are not watching anything, and you can just, it's another way of putting your money to work. Remember, I mean, I've played the stock market, I've played a lot of market, I've done the treasury bill. I mean, they were giving me 13% per annum, 13%. That's even the highest I got. During the 2020, you know, it dropped down to as low as 3%. So you put 1 million, they give you 3% of that in a year. I mean, it's ridiculous. So if you won't have something giving you 100%, that is fantastic. Needless to say, times 4 of that. And you also now have exclusive equity shares in the IPO. And listen, we are not talking about something that's going to be happening in the next 10 years. It is happening next year. In a couple of months, it's happening. Okay? So for those of us joining in, you are just joining in and you are just going to be harvesting. You don't even have much long waiting period. Okay, so let's take a look at real AI results. I had the opportunity with a few of my friends to beta test this system in January. I think that was for 3 days or 4 days. We beta test the system and they shut it down. I think January 10th to 15th or so, 4 or 5 days. We had hundreds of thousands of people trying to come in and they crashed the system. Then they had 1 smart contract, then they had to upgrade it to 11 smart contracts, which is why everything is running smoothly right now. So they understand that past performance is not indicative of future performance. So what we share is just basically for informational use only. Now, when we began, I mean, like I said, yeah, I just put it first. I did tier 1 to tier 5. I just did tier 1 to tier 5, and we have about 3,100. And I started seeing the results coming in. You can see here, 7%, $200 and something. You can see a request payout. See 13% here, 420. Look at this request withdraw, which is what again I like. Everybody can withdraw at any time. Once it is above $20, a request button will come out. Once they've done over 20, you can click and you withdraw. As you are withdrawing, 2 things will happen. They will remove you will take 70%, they will take 15% to the community, and Endotech takes 15%. Then we have 3%, they call it blockchain fee. That's the only thing. Okay, but you can withdraw at any time, and your withdrawal does not stop the other person. You can withdraw now, the next 1 minute the other person withdraws, the next 1 minute the other person withdraws. Now there's something like I said, I know I'm just looking at the time that I noticed that I think it was Renanos, he's on this call. I was having a chat with him yesterday or 2 days ago, and he made mention of something. He said, what we are doing is passive. He said, but sometimes you might need to be a little bit interested in being active to max your money. How does that work? Now, pay attention. Let me see. Look at this. Now, look at this here with this 1,200 being withdrawn, this 1,400 being withdrawn. This is okay. This was the 30% fee that they took. Look at it, 0. Okay, this was in August. This is September. 1,316 I pulled out. Net was 1,060 dollars. Listen, guys, I'm not the one trader. I'm not watching any candlestick. I just saw they've made money. I click withdrawal, and within 48 hours, it comes. Now, immediately I made this withdrawal. It was September. The market crashed, went down. I had a loss of about 1,900. I mean, listen, I talk about it. I tell people because sometimes you've got to create the right expectation. Before somebody sees a negative and they begin to scream, they don't understand how these things works. So I come, I open, and for those of I open my back office. I say, look at what is happening here. I had negative, it was going down and things like that because they took a buy position, and the AI said the market was going to go up, but somehow for whatever reason the market was going down, and the AI does not change its position. It just waited. So I had about a negative about a 1,900. Then take a look here. This was on the 15th. Today is what? Today is 23. So 7 days ago, on the 15th, I just saw that the 1,009 negative has turned to $333. Gross 230 in profits. I mean, they're the one trading. I mean, I only supply liquidity. So I said, why not? I clicked it and I took out this profit. On the 20th, 5 days later, it has already buffered again to another profit of 371. Look at it, net 250. I took it out. This is the one that I found interesting. So day before yesterday, I just checked in because this is 20th. It's like you withdrew money. The next day, if you look at it, it was about 9 p.m., 17 minutes after 9. I just opened my system. And I just saw that, wow, there's another $162. I said, listen, guys, the way the crypto market is running these days, it goes up, it comes down. I already knew that Bitcoin was going to crash. So since I have an idea that the algorithm is on a buy, again, which is why they are not telling you when to take your money. You take your money whenever you want. So I saw it, and I said, $162 gross, $101. I mean, I've withdrawn yesterday. I'm seeing another $100 today. Why not? I took it. You know the interesting thing? Why I was taking this, I was calling PNG, Pastor Ngozi, I don't know why she's on the call. So I was calling her and I said, PNG, look, you've got to go withdraw. You've got to go withdraw if you want to, because she told me she wanted to take some funds for the Forex also, and what part of what I did anyway. So I said, why not? Let's withdraw. So by the time she went to go and withdraw, I wasn't getting her, okay? So she saw my call later and she called me and she said, I'm just seeing your call. But I went to my, I said, go and check it. She said, what is the price now? I said, let me check. Now, guys, take note. This was 9 o'clock after 9. I made this withdrawal, October 21. Look at it. This is to 11. By the time I decided to check it for her, I have already made another $147. So within 2 hours, I made withdrawal twice, within 2 hours. Now, I told her, I said, PNG, I've just, look, I'm in profit again. She said, really? I said, within 2 hours, I've just clicked with, because immediately you click withdrawal and it shows successful, it is locked. It doesn't let the market crash to zero, they will pay out that money. So by the time she went to go and check, the market has dropped about $100 and something. So I would refresh, the market started going down because Bitcoin and Ethereum started going down. Now, that's my point. They didn't tell you, and for every profit you make, guys, understand, they don't lock up the profit and keep. The profit is part of the capital in play. So every time your total fund is there, you don't have money. So I put $100, they've made $50. The $50 is kept somewhere. They don't keep it. It is in the total play. If the money is going up, the profit too is adding to the percentage that is going up. If it is coming down, the whatever you made is also in the percentage that is going down. So that's what Bonos was trying to say. Now I understand what you are saying. That it's passive. I mean, but if I was not there, I wouldn't have seen it. But I saw it. I took out this thing. I checked it again. It was there. I took it again. Guys, there's nothing to lose. it's free money. It's free money that you provided, and they are using it. So you can see the withdrawal. Now, because why I had that chance, because I was paying attention, many people didn't pay attention. By the time they get to see it, the market has come down, and probably their profit has reduced or in a negative. It's always up and on. So probably I decided to, I think I remember I took a screenshot. Then the first one I made, the withdrawal, that 20th was 109%. When I saw that second one, 119%. Even Pastor Ngozi saw it at 126%. I said, I wish I was seeing that. I would have made a third withdrawal, because she saw it at 126% profit. So guys, listen, this thing is real. What I'm showing you is not demo. This is my real account at work. Okay, so let's move quickly so that we can wrap this up. So what I just showed you is just being passive. If you just decided to make a contribution, guys, you don't need to bring anybody for that to happen. The trading is working. You go in, you withdraw. In fact, there are few people that have access to their account, few friends. And what I did, I just went check one of them. Oh, he has made $100 net. I clicked the $100. I took it for him, because once he called me, he said, I beg, once you see better this thing, remove. I said $100. I removed the $100 I kept for him. If he continues to go up, he makes more money. If he comes down, he has $100 reserved. So please, I just wanted to say that so that some of us will understand how these things work. Now, for those of us that choose to share this with other people and build a community, you can create a supplementary income or a life-changing income from the referral commissions. Listen, they are huge. I mean, I've brought somebody here who was doing $100,000 per day from what I just showed you. You receive a share of all crowdfunding contributions and all trading rewards generated globally. Now, as you are withdrawing, if you have created a community, every time the people in your community are also withdrawing, they are paying you percentages of their withdrawal. Just think about that. Yesterday, I just checked, I think I've done about $200. I have withdrawn. That's not part of my withdrawal. People in my community are withdrawing their own profit. I'm also benefiting. You will also benefit. The only way that will not happen is if you don't have a community. Remember, I said community is commerce. Community is commerce. So there are multiple ways. That's why this is a wealth multiplier. The trading is working. I'm withdrawing. You are withdrawing. Yeah, money is still being made. You receive additional equity shares in the IPO when you qualify for certain incentive programs. We have a few other recordings that will cover that. Yeah. Then you can use your referral income to fund additional crowdfunding contribution and create more income. So for some of us, we took out our profits and we are buying other either upgrading or we are getting involved with other projects with that cash coming out from our pocket. So the reason I was talking with PNG, I'm calling her because she had told me I want to withdraw some money. I think was it called Dr. Felix on this call the other day too. It went up and he took out some of his profits and then used it to upgrade himself. So there's a lot of things happening in this space. It's one platform that has multiple income streams in it. Now, let's talk about something that I find interesting, and that is the project 2. Now, what I've just discussed with you is the project 1. Everything that if you are a guest, you cannot benefit from other existing projects if you are not in project 1. That's what it is. It's a community. It's like a golf club. You can't go and be sharing the benefit. I mean, they don't share golf balls, but listen, it is the contact, the opportunities in that community. That's why people go to polo club or golf club and many other clubs. So for being in the Daisy community and you made a contribution, even if it was a $100 contribution for the project 1, it gives you access to any other thing we are developing on the platform. So the second thing we developed was project 2. Project 2 was the Daisy DeFi Launchpad token, which went live July. Was it July? Okay, yeah, July. It went live July 15th, if I'm not mistaken. And the interesting thing about that is that that token finally got launched. Some of us got it at 10 cents. It went to $20. Even though it has crashed this week it has crashed because it crashed to as low as $1.03, $1.04. Which again, I said to somebody, I said, you put in 10 cents, you get $1,300, $1,500. That is 1,500%. 1,500%, because majority of us got it at 10 cents. And the reason why the price is coming down, because people are taking their tokens to be able to also participate in the next project I'll be talking about shortly. So that's why we are seeing a major drop, because people are, why should I go look for extra money when I have free money being generated from what my money had worked at money? So take it. And for every one of us, go check your back office. What you see there is just 3% of your fund. So if 3% of your fund for some of us has become some several thousands of dollars, like for me, it has become several thousands of dollars, just 3% of my fund. And I've taken some of them at a higher price. So it's up to you. Again, you can choose what you want to do. Now, trust me, once from November, this price will jump up again, because once the Forex stuff is taken care of, it will begin to get more stable. Now, again, if you look at the Daisy token does not fall as any other token. Sometimes you just see, you just drop it. You see one long candle. You don't see it here. It doesn't happen. That's to tell you the community is, people don't want to even sell. It's because sometimes people just need to take out. That's why they are selling. Number two, we are supposed to have our first project launching on our platform, because so what we created is like a NASA. NASA does not go to the moon. They create their own thing. You come and put in your jet. You pay them. So we have our own launch pad. We had Art Wallet that was supposed to be on our platform. They gave 10 million tokens or so for the community, but they decided rather than sell it, because I mean, look, the billions, it was, if I show you how it was sold out as fast as possible, 10 million, few people would just buy it. So they decided, you know what, in November, anyway, they said within 4 to 8 weeks, they want to do some rebranding on the Daisy token and the Daisy launchpad, separating it from the Daisy AI, so that each of them becomes an entity. So there is a name change coming. And prior to that name change, it will happen within 4 weeks to 8 weeks time. Staking will now begin. Everybody that begins to stake their tokens will now be receiving free Art Wallet token. Some of us were already looking for money actually, some of the withdrawals I was making was to buy the Art token, Art Wallet token. So now you are not going to buy it. Just by staking, you will get free Art Wallet given to you. And guys, these are the people that produce MetaMask. These are the people that develop MetaMask, and they are now developing Art Wallet is for NFT. So they already have a community. It's just a privilege that we are going to get some of these things for free. So that's why some of us, you didn't hear anything again on the Art Wallet, because now it's going to be distributed free to everybody who choose to stake. Now, when people begin to stake, it tells you the amount of Daisy token available for sale will be very few. What do you think will happen to the price? It will shoot up. So for some of us, congratulations, your Christmas will still be white. Now, this is project 2. You can't come to the community and buy the token. If you want to buy the token, go to Mexi, and you can buy it. You can get it on Uniswap. You can get it on which other platform? There's about 3-4 platforms. Just swap. You just use your USDT or Ethereum or whatever, and you buy. So we have platforms where you can go and you buy the Daisy token. So project 1 is the trading, crypto trading by Endotech. Project 2 is this launchpad one that we've just talked about. And project 3 is now here. Project 3 is the Daisy Forex promo pack. First of all, the core competence of Dr. Anna Baker for over 2 decades have been in the Forex space. So imagine her now beginning to use AI to factor out the new ways of reaping the profit with Forex. It's the same AI also. And that's what they have just concluded. In fact, she was thinking it was going to happen in 2022, but it is already here. So the Daisy Forex promo pack, it's available. It began October 12th. It's going to run till November 1, 3 p.m. Nigerian time. for you to participate. Now, why is it a promo? And so after November 1, can't I buy? You can still buy after November 1. But within this promo period, starting October 12 to November 1, if you participate to buy between tier 1 to tier 4, so you remember just the way I talk about the crypto, you can buy tier 1 is $100, tier 2, 1 and 2, that's 200 plus 100, 300, tier 3, 400, that's 700, tier 4, so you keep adding it that way. If you buy tier 1 to tier 4, you unlock placement in the next matrix for life. What does that mean? If I buy a tier 1 is just $100, I am going to get a matrix for tier 2, even though I didn't pay $200. You are not going to get tier 2 money in your trading fund increasing. No. There are people who are in tier who will do tier 2. Now, for those of us, I didn't go into much of all those details, the reward models. We run a matrix system, 3, 9, 3, 9, 27 down and things like that. Now, as people are buying, are also registered, you are going to be earning, even if you didn't bring them in, as long as you are already in and they are falling under your structure. So I buy tier 1, I'm supposed to only earn from tier 1 matrix. Now they are gifting me tier 2 for life. If I buy tier 1 and tier 2, which is 300, they'll gift you tier 3 for you to earn matrix. In case anything falls under that structure under you, you will earn. If you buy tier 3, they gift you tier 4. That's what I've just talked about. If you buy tier 4, they give you tier 5 for life. However, if you now get tier 5, you unlock tier 6 to 10 matrix for life. Guys, for those of us who have been a part of the Forex, you know it will cost you $128,000. No, $102,000, okay, for you to unlock to unlock that. For $128,000 to unlock 10 levels of your matrix. But just doing tier 1 to 5, they will unlock tier 6 to 10 of the matrix. So whether you do tier 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 you didn't do, and somebody falls under your structure that probably upgraded to tier 6, tier 7, you'll be earning all the matrix payment. That's what this simply means. After the deadline, November 1, it is where you bought, that's where you will earn. If you are now in tier 1, you only earn from tier 1. That's why this is a promo pack. Now, another interesting thing here is that even though you are buying Forex, it applies to your crypto. Now, there are some of us right now, you only bought, let's say you bought your Forex, in your crypto, you only bought tier 1. But now in Forex, you want to go 1 to 5. For buying 1 to 5 in Forex, they are going to gift you 1 to 5 matrix in your crypto, even though you were only on tier 1 in crypto. Do you see why it's a promo pack? Why you want to take advantage of it? We've seen people who come on this call who keep sharing how they just see spillovers, they are seeing money, and yet they only did tier 1, tier 2. So imagine that you only did on Forex, because before it is what you have in crypto that you can do in Forex. But now you can be in crypto, do tier 1. Then you do Forex 1 to 5. And you will, remember, if you do 1 to 5 in Forex, it will give you up to tier 10 matrix. Instantly, they will move it to your crypto to cover your crypto 1 to 10 also. Think about that. Just think about that on the matrix side alone. So for every one of us who are joining right now, and for some of us who have our team members and partners joining us, if you check, you're only getting the direct reward payment coming to you. All reward payout will be happening November 1. Now, why are they waiting November 1? Because yes, you know, normally when you jump above your sponsor loses out. So right now there might be a reason why, and too many things are happening. So they want to keep it open till that November 3 p.m. Nigerian time. One, anything you do, even if your team member went ahead of you, immediately you register, whether it is 1 minute before that time, everybody will come back under you so that you do not lose out. So listen, they are thinking, they are trying to make sure everybody enjoys what they should get. So the Forex trading is beginning in November. So we do not know whether it's November 1, since everything is happening November 1, but again, They just it's open. It's going to be forex side is going to be beginning in November, and you must have at least tier 1 in Daisy to purchase the forex. Because somebody listening to this, okay, I'm interested in forex, but please, you must be in Daisy community tier 1 to enjoy this forex. Even if it's on tier 1, you can buy any tier you want in the forex, but the Daisy tier 1 at least minimum is what gives you access to be able to purchase. And placement in tier based on the stamp, so you upgrade today, because how the tiers is arranged is as you are coming in is being stamped, but the matrix one is going to be rearranged and all of that. So you get rewards for promo pack based on the tier. So what I would just encourage everyone on this call, listen, and let me quickly say this so that we don't miss the point. The crypto package is a much more longer package. They are working on trend. But when it comes to forex is just 5 days a week, Mondays to Saturdays. So most likely trades are going to be closing every day. So you see your profit every day. Trades close, no do, you carry the next day, 24 hours, you see your profit. So for those of us who want short-term money to use and all of that, and this is what she has been doing for 20 years, guys, just expect this to blow out. In fact, she did an analogy, and so you've got to watch that video, the breakthrough, BFO, breakthrough, I've forgotten what the F stands for. Yeah, just keep me now, BFO, but that's the formula, breakout. Now, that with $1,000, if you put $1,000 right now into this, and the next 10 years you don't touch it, the minimum you will get out is $420,000. She has calculated it to the science of that's the worst case scenario. She has calculated the science. She knows what she's talking about. And you've got to listen to that training. So that is even for the long term. But again, on the short term, Monday to Friday, it's trading every day, it's closing. It's trading every day, it's closing. You know, unlike you can buy Bitcoin and hold it for the next 10 years. You are not paying swap. Try that with forex. You do overnight, you are paying swap. So this is not a long-term play, but you'll be accumulating. So I think this is where you'll be seeing your profit. You are the next day they take a trade with the total thing. You can withdraw and all of that. So I'm excited to be on this, and I want to encourage everyone to be on this. There is something that Michael did. Michael Foss, my sponsor. I'll drop that video on the Telegram group. Just masterpiece. I had a one-on-one almost about an hour webinar time with him yesterday, and he was telling me something, showing me some things of what is happening, and he gave me a hint of what he was going to do, and he did it today, and I'll be dropping that video. Please, it's a must watch. It's on the Forex package. You'll be glad you listen to it and you want to plug in to the Forex project. So how do I participate? When you log into your Daisy pack, first of all, that's why you've got to be a member on the Daisy project. One, just go under the tiers. You see report tier 1, tier 2. Just click tier 1. You will see you now have crypto and Forex. Crypto and Forex. If you click the crypto, it's telling you everything that happened in your crypto, but it's Forex is where we are going to. So you click on the Forex, you'll see confirm payment, and it begins to work. So it simply means you will need, again, your 100 USDT and the corresponding Tron for gas fee. Once you do that, go to tier 2, go to tier 3, or whatever tier you want to reach. Finally, is that next year, March 28, 29, we'll be having the Daisy International Conference holding in the Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai. This is the Coca-Cola Arena. This is about 120,000 people, also seating capacity in Dubai. So March 28th, 29, guys, every one of us should be there. So go get your international passport if yours has expired or you've not gotten. It's an event you want to be. The Coca. Many companies go to Dubai. They don't use the Coca-Cola Arena. You can see it's like a Super Bowl. Daisy Shaw knows what they are doing, and it's going to be massive. So that is the update, and that's the state of the union for the Daisy multiplier system. So in the first 6 months, we've done over 153,000 crowd contributions from 150 countries. We've done over 240 million USDT raised so far, breaking all records. And we have 2 projects launched already, tier 1, tier 2, and now Forex is coming in November, and already they said about 2 more is coming in this Q4. We have 5, 6, 7-figure referral income, and it's just so exciting. So as we bring this to a close, just imagine owning equity in real world projects that can become major success stories. Imagine yourself earning passive profit rewards and having priority access to lucrative opportunities. Imagine yourself building cash flow and wealth building, and also creating a community with fellow venture capitalists. That's what we are doing here. So it's all of this is just, you don't need to imagine. It's already, I've shown you my account. I didn't even show you my token account. I hope for those who have seen that, you know what happens there and happens with PNG, and those of us who believed in this. It's just been amazing. That's what we don't make noise. We don't make noise. In fact, thanks to Mr. Dan Fomado, he got me a Nano Ledger X, this cold wallet. Probably I'll show you the next time we're on. It can contain 100 cryptocurrencies offline. Can contain trillions of dollars offline. We know what is ahead, so we prepare for the harvest. So get started today. If you're a guest, please get back to the person who shared this opportunity with you. And how do you join? Number one, you've got to download the Tron Link Wallet app. And I beg you in the name of God, when you download it, save your private keys or your mnemonic. If you lose your mnemonic, sorry, you can't restore the account. If you lose those things, there are only 2 people that could help you. One of them is late, TB Joshua. He could have called your name, he's no longer around. The next one is Apostle Johnson Suleiman. You need to go and pray for him to be able to see your numbers and call them back. So I don't have that grace. Don't try to contact me. What I'm doing is to simply tell you, write it down. Multiple places, keep it stored. Prepare a minimum of your 100 USDT TRC20 and the corresponding Tron to lock in your position. Get the referral link also. Share this with you if you are watching the replay, if you are here live. Get it from them. And a fund minimum of tier 1, secure your spot, upgrade to whatever level you want to upgrade, and plug into any other available project that we already have in the community. As I bring this to a close, always remember that the next move is on you. Why? The capacity to earn is a gift. The capacity to earn is a gift. The ability to earn is a skill. But you see, the willingness to earn is a choice. No duress, no stress, no pressure. It's all about the choices that you've made. With that being said, I want to say thank you so very much for being a part of this call tonight. Truly appreciate it. And I want to say God bless you. We will be having more of this. Monday, we're going to have a call. Next week, we'll have multiple calls, but I do know next week, Monday, same time, we're going to have this call again so that we get updated and get prepared towards November 1. With that being said, thank you very much. God bless you and good night.